Oh, why y'all do that? Why y'all do that? Why y'all fucking up my buttons?
They messing with the buttons.
They fucking with the buttons, man. You can't be doing that now. We didn't do a live show. Then you fucking with the buttons, man. You can't be. There we go. You back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are back in the building. Back in the building. Thhp podcast. We appreciate y'all checking us out. This is episode 116. This is your boy Kurt, and this is
Howard.
So we're gonna get started in just a few moments. You got anything you want to talk about the latest things going on in your life?
Man, it's been crazy, man. Like this week, had to move my aunt. You know what I'm saying? To had to move her out of the nursing home to her new apartment.
Okay.
I mean, we clapped that up because
definitely. If you get to go out of that,
it's still gonna be a little bit of a journey.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? It's really good. She's in a nice little place.
Okay.
She got a cop pretty much in her building complex, so things go on.
Yeah.
Cause like she live in High Point.
Okay.
Which it's a pretty decent side of High Point, but still it's High Point.
Right.
Still, you know what I mean?
Yeah. High Point is High Point.
High Point get it in.
So, But I'm glad that she was able to at least get out of the nursing home because I mean that means she's doing better. You know what I mean? Whatever the situation is, she's doing better. So shout out to IG. We appreciate y'all checking us out.
Yep. My man Chris over there. That's the boy I went to job corps with. And as always, Reggie.
R2G2.
Right. So, what about your week, man? How's the I know I've asked this plenty of times, but how is the working at home, man? Like, you really enjoying the?
Yeah, I mean it's cool. I like it because I mean I'm a little more of an introvert, so I don't really go out very much. So being in the house is cool. I get to catch up on a lot of stuff. I reduce my little travel time and all that, so I don't have to do that. I save a lot more on gas. So it's good for me, man. It's been good. But, I mean, it's not a permanent thing. They're only doing it until this pandemic thing clears up, and then they're trying to get us back in the office, so that's whack. I'm good with staying home myself, you know what I mean? I'd rather stay home. But, yeah, they called me the other day. They was like, you think you ready to come back to the office yet?
Hell no.
I was like, nah, bro. Nah. Let me stay right where I'm at.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
So it's been a week, man, but it's been a good week. I'm enjoying working at home, and I'm just glad and I'm thankful that I can still say I have a job. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of people that don't. So, don't take that for granted.
Let's clap that up.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and everybody that's out there with no job. Oh, my bad.
No, that's good. No,
I was just going to say, everybody that's out there with no job, I hope y'all get back on your feet very soon because, I don't want to, take for granted that I'm fortunate, you know what I mean? And I'm not better than anybody else. So hopefully those who don't have work will be getting work really soon. But yeah, go ahead. What were you saying?
I ain't got nothing else to say, man. Let's do these birthday shout-outs. Let's do these birthday shout-outs.
Well, hold on. Let's give some condolences first.
Yeah.
Passed on. Let's do that. So we had a few people that passed away over the past week, and I just want to shout them out. So the Hollywood actor Fred Willard, he just passed away. He's been in a lot of stuff. I don't think he's had much on leading roles, but he's always had good supporting roles, and he was really funny. A gentleman by the name of William Roosevelt Germain, he was a worker in the White House. He was the butler in the White House under 11 different presidents.
Wow.
He passed away. I'm so, I hate to see people like that go because you can tell he made a difference. Here's how good he was. He had retired back in 97, but because he was so good, he was asked to come back, and he came back in 2003 and stayed from 2003 all the way to 2012 under the Obama administration.
Let's clap
and
that.
left. So yeah. So that is a great thing, and I mean every person who's worked with him, from the Clintons to the Obamas to everybody, has said such good things about him that the White House wouldn't have been what it was without him. So definitely, we want to give condolences to his family. Again, his name was William Roosevelt Germain, and also legendary NBA coach Jerry Sloan. He passed away as well. So we definitely want to give condolences to all their families. Let's go ahead and give them a moment of silence like we always do. All right. We appreciate that. Thank y'all for doing that with us. So, couple of people, man, are struggling right now, and I just want to send some well wishes to them. So, Patrick Ewing of the New York Knicks, the legendary center from the New York Knicks, he is in the hospital right now with coronavirus, and he wasn't doing very good. So, we wish him well. Also, my man from De La Soul, Dave, aka True Goy the Dove, he was in the hospital as well, but he's out now. I'm not sure what was going on with him, but he just said that he's out and he's doing a lot better, whatever it was. So, well wishes to both of them. So, but yeah, so all right, we can go ahead and get to some birthdays now. My man Tony Baker, the comedian, had a birthday on the 18th.
Grabbing it home.
Yes, sir. Happy birthday to Tony Baker.
Throwing some of the skibbity claps.
Yeah, he be having me cracking up, man. Shout out to Tony Baker. Also on the 19th, El Hajj Malik Shabazz, a.k.a. Malcolm X.
Yes, sir.
His birthday just passed.
That was kind of violent for Malcolm X. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's all in the intention. We wasn't intending nothing bad, but yeah, I get how that can sound weird.
By any means necessary.
Right. And I mean, he made a huge impact on my life, man.
Yes, sir.
So, every time I read about him or learned about him, I've read books about him and I've studied his life a bit. So, I remember I did a class project about him, and it was, made me feel good to be able to represent because, they do talk more about MLK more so than him, but they both basically wanted the same thing. It's just they had different ways of going about it, and they had different mentalities, and so but I think Malcolm had a bigger influence on me because he was just so outspoken about his, you know what I mean?
But MLK, he was bootleg though, really. I mean, if you go back in the history.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean but there was still like pictures with him, meeting under, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
But I think, especially like with, not to take it over to like white media, they always try to pit one another against, one of ours against each other, and it's just like, come on, man.
Right.
And I mean, it's just not black people neither, but they like to do that shit with us a lot, but you know what I'm saying? But they do try to pit, well, these guys doing the same thing. Well, let's pit them together.
Right.
Let's just do a little poll.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And a lot of us fall for that shit, man.
Yeah.
So we gotta stay away from that, man. I don't do none of that. So. But anyways, so yeah, and as far as also on Malcolm X's birthday, we had the legendary 50th anniversary of The Last Poets and their first album, self-titled The Last Poets.
Yeah, Last Poets kick fucking ass. Cause real talk, if it wasn't for them, I can guarantee you, half of your rappers that you listen to would not be rapping.
Around. Yeah, man.
Period.
Everybody was like sampling from them and taking ideas from them. They can be considered like some of the original pioneers of hip hop. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So their poetry and they gave birth to like spoken word poetry and stuff like that. I'm sure there were maybe a couple more around before them, but they really brought it to that forefront. So, and I had their self-titled album, The Last Poets, and that was one of my favorites, man. I got it when I first became Muslim because one of the brothers in the group, Omar, he's Muslim. And so he actually came here to Greensboro at the masjid I was at, and we prayed together. And, he was a real good brother, man, real good. And so, the leader, Imam, introduced us to him. So he was a real good brother. He's still around. I watched them when they went live for the 50th anniversary, and they was just dropping some gems, man. And what I like about them is they're just like Malcolm X. They were just outspoken and they were just straightforward. They didn't try to water anything down. They said all the curse words they needed to because they wanted to get their point across in a certain way. And so, you respected it because you could tell that they weren't just cursing to be cursing. They were cursing with a purpose, if that makes sense. So shout out to the Last Poets. We love y'all. We'll never forget y'all.
One thing, real quick thing about the Last Poets, man. I mean, that's one thing I was talking about. Some people, you talking about the cussing and stuff. I know sometimes I get a little crazy with it. But the thing of it is, man, sometimes, now I understand,
shit, fuck shit.
Yeah. Damn, that was. I can't get no fifth foreign show. I can't get no fifth foreign. Yeah.
Right.
But I can understand, certain people hey, don't say this around me or, in their presence and stuff. I get that cool. But at the same time, you can't get mad at a person and he or she trying to express themselves. And they're trying to get the point across,
right?
And they're like, "Oh, that language is fit." No,
right.
you gotta grow up past that. Because what I'm saying. There's things, There's things that person, individual, is trying to put emphasis on. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I agree, man. It's like when you hear somebody speak, you need to be hearing what the point they're trying to get across, not the words. You're paying too much attention to, you said this, and you're not even listening to what they're saying. Sometimes it's about, what are they trying to get, what point are they trying to get across. So, definitely, I agree with that, man. Let's see. We'll talk a little bit more about that Last Poets in a little while, too. But, also, we have some more birthdays. We have my man Busta Rhymes on the 20th.
Rhymes.
Happy birthday, Big Busta Bust.
Ball drop on that one right there. Busta Rhymes, mother shit, make it wanna jump. All my niggas. Yo.
Oh my God, Busta. My man's part Jamaican, so we definitely got to give it up to that Jamaican side. Also on the 21st, we had two birthdays. We had Max B and the notorious B.I.G. Yes, sir. Gotta give it up for Biggie all the time, man. That's the legend right there, and I'm sure hopefully we find some Biggie beats that we can play out throughout the show.
And it should be coming along.
Yeah.
Right
in just a sec. The sound man is fucking with us. The sound man is fucking with us.
It's coming though.
Right now.
You can keep doing
He's like, I'm not gonna do it until y'all stop. But yeah, we got something coming for y'all. But anyways, a few more birthdays. On the 22nd, we had my man MC8 from the West Coast and Africa Baby Bam from the Jungle Brothers.
All right. Relax to take notes
while I take totes
on the marijuana smoke.
Throw you in the choke.
Gun smoke.
Biggie Smalls for mayor, the rap slayer, the hooker layer.
Motherfucker, say your prayers. Hail Mary, full of grace.
Smack the bitch in the face. Take a Gucci bag and a North Face off her back. Jap her if she act. funny with the money, or you got me mistaken, honey. I don't want to rape you. I just want the paper, the visa, capisha. I'm not like the vapors. Who's the one you call Mr. Macho, the head honcho, swift just like Camacho. I got so much style, I should be down with the stylistics. Make up to break up. Niggas need to wake up. Spell the Indonesia. Beat you to a seizure. Then fuck your mom, tip the skins to amnesia. She don't remember shit. Just the 2 hits. Her hitting the floor and me hitting the clips. Sucking on the tits. Had to hook 'em begging for the dick. And your mom's like, what? Think I got quick. I guess I was a combination of House of Pain and Bobby Brown. I was jumping around and jumping around. Chapter then I asked her who's the man. She said B.I.G. and another N.E.Y.E. Up there, bro. Yeah,
going on.
Legend.
Dead right.
You never forget. You never forget those legendary lyrics, man. Anybody who's considered a legend, you don't forget their lyrics. You know what I mean? So you can't forget the B.I.G.'s, man. I know like almost every song he made. Not all of them, but almost. You know what I mean? So shout out to Biggie, man.
Y'all gotta play this.
I'm a bad man. That's my joint.
Y'all gotta play that.
Yeah, we got on the 24th, we got 2 birthdays coming up, which is tomorrow. My man G-Eazy.
G-Eazy?
And the legend Heavy D. Yes, sir.
Overweight lovers in the house.
The overweight lovers in the house.
Yeah, definitely if it wasn't for Heavy D, man, it definitely would be no puff
yeah,
for Big,
man.
For
yeah,
real.
man. And remember, he was in one of Big's videos, One More Chance, in the beginning. So, you know, Big always try to give props to the people who came before him. So that's an important part of hip-hop, man. Give it up to those who came before you and open them doors, man. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So anyway, and then one more birthday on the 25th. Coming up, my man from the West Coast, Daz Dillon.
Daz! That nigga Daz!
Happy birthday, bro. I'm a bad man. So yeah, man. So we got some new music going on. We got to go through, man. It's some good music jumping off. I got quite a few. So my man Westside Gun, he just dropped a joint called Euro Step. Got a video out for it and everything. It's hot, man. Man, listen. If y'all ain't up on Griselda, y'all need to jump on that, man. Because them dudes is bringing back that real street hip-hop. You know what I mean?
That kind of remind me, well, we won't get into that, but man, if they was in the game as long as another group that we were talking about, they would probably be one of those groups that could go up against. But we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
I don't want to spill that too. But
I think if they had a longer track record.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
But all right, my man Crooked Eye still got a joint coming out. He got an EP dropping on the 29th of May called Hard. I forgot what it stands for. I said it last week. It was something housing and rap district, something like that. But it's gonna be dope, man. So look out for that. It drops on the 29th. My man Styles P, he just dropped a joint, a whole album. It's called Styles David Ghoster Enthusiasm.
All right.
Yeah, man.
From Crook too, man.
Yeah. And Styles dropped a single already. It's called 100. It's on YouTube right now, so go check that out. And he giving you that real gritty locks flavor, you know what I mean, that everybody loves. So, my man DMC from Run DMC, he just appeared on a song from a grunge hip hop group called Fever 333, and it's a song called Animal. They have a lot of, they remind me of Rage Against the Machine a little bit. You know what I mean? So they sound real dope. Yeah, it sound real dope.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah, it's called Animal. And the group is called Fever 333, and it features DMC. Diamond D, my man dropped a song called Three Kings, featuring him, Eric Sermon, and Havoc.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So, y'all need to check that out. Diamond D been dropping them gems, man. So it's a dope song. He got a video out for that too. So
Diamond D gets slept on.
Yeah, man, he does.
Like him and Finesse.
Yeah, man.
All DITC.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
Yeah, man. I wouldn't mind seeing a battle with Diamond D and I don't know.
Honestly, I would go. I can go either way.
Yeah.
Gray, Easy Mo B.
Yeah.
God, man.
Because he can produce some bangers, man, and he can rap. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I don't know, but we'll come back to that. Now we got two more music joints from two people that we interviewed. One is my man Honcho Truth.
All right.
He is dropping a joint called Lil Calvin on June 5th. That dude, man, he hella talented, man. That dude can rap his ass off, man. I can listen to this shit every day.
That's what's up.
My man, also Thhp, he just dropped a joint called Break It Down, and it's dope as hell too. So my man Thhp, shout out. One thing I like about his song, Thhp made his joint like a little movie. You know what I mean? It's cinematic. Almost like how Michael Jackson used to drop his videos and they'll be real cinematic, the whole like experience. So that's what he did, and it's called Break It Down. So definitely check that out, man. You'll love it, man. You know what I mean? He gets it in, and he really made it look like a real movie too. So I like it. All right, so let's get into some topics. So let's go back to the last poets real quick, man. You know, just want to say, you know, those brothers, I mean, to be able to celebrate the 50th anniversary, 50th, and still be revered and regarded as legends, I mean, how many people you know can do that? I mean, how many people can last even 20 years, you know what I mean? Let alone 30, 40, 50.
Niggas now don't even last 5 minutes,
right.
Let alone 250 years.
Right, so it's like a lot of your favorite rappers, like from the early to mid 2000s, ain't even making music no more. You know what I mean? People who came in and, you know, jumped on it and then got right back out. It's like nobody has a good shelf life anymore. So, you know, I got to give it up to them. They made a huge impact. I still got their CD somewhere. If I find it, I'll have to put a picture of it on this video. So, but anyway, man. So, what kind of impact did they have on you, man?
Man, I think I bought the album, and I forgot if it was self-taught or anything. Not self-taught, self-titled. They definitely made an impact on me as far as like they were really listening to them. This was kind of like the primordial like ooze of like hip hop. If you can say like if like hip hop was a universe, this was like that. This was like the dark matter or whatnot. That had to been scoped.
Yeah,
and not just them. You know, you got the Watts poets, which I don't know how long they last.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying. But they was in that way too. You know what I'm saying. But they definitely had very an impression on me. And some of the topics, like you said, they're kind of like raw, like Malcolm X and everything.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff that they were talking about, like what they said in their poems.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't necessarily rapping per se, but you could kind of feel like, man, that was just ill. Cause like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, man, if they were rappers, they would be. They'd be murdering.
Yeah, man. But
like,
so
really,
and like you said, they influenced a lot of hip hop. You know, I think they really heavily influenced spoken word poetry. You know, because that really grew. You know what I mean? Over the years because of them. And I mean, you think about somebody like Biggie. You know, Party and Bullshit. That came from them. That came from them. You know what I mean? That whole concept of them saying, you know, niggas will party and bullshit and party and bullshit and party.
And some of them might even die
before the revolution comes. Yeah, man. See, shit like that, you don't forget that because it's legendary, man. Because I think back then in the 60s and when that stuff was going on, you had to be outspoken like that to really get to people to understand what the real deal was. You know what I mean? So, and they really brought it at you full speed, man. So I love that, man. So shout out again to the Last Poets. And it was a great experience to see that live event on YouTube. It lasted about 3 hours, I believe, if I remember correctly. And so I stayed the whole time.
Yeah, I gotta go back and watch that. You did share it with me, but I was kind of busy with something else. But I will go back and watch that.
I'm sure it's still up there, man. Yeah, so it was... I can't remember if it was the Last Poets channel or somebody else's channel, but go check it out, man. Last Poets, if you put in Last Poets and 50th anniversary, I'm sure it'll pop right up.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
So, all right, let's go on to another topic. Let's go into this thing with Joe Biden and Charlemagne the God. And, he had an interesting interview, and a lot of people are giving him a lot of criticism as far as Joe Biden goes. What did you think about the whole thing?
Honestly, a lot of it was a bunch of jabbering, particularly from Joe Biden's part. I was really pissed about what he said towards the end. I mean, it's like, dude, you just might as well give your vote to fucking Trump. My thing of it is, and really on Charlemagne's part too, now he was right to press him on as far as like, okay, hey, what are you going to do with the black community? And Diddy is his boss, so I understand, hey, Diddy came and he was talking about, y'all you just can't give our votes away, we want to know what you're going to do for us. So I kind of respect that, but but at the same time, P. Diddy, he ain't really, he was the first one that did the vote or die, but not really educating on, like, who to vote for, or, like, why vote, you know what I'm saying, or, fuck the vote, anything like that. Right. So, yeah, just things like that, and the whole thing about, like, well, are you gonna be putting a black woman as your VP? Right. And I think we're owed that. Like, nah, I don't give a fuck who's the VP. Right. Like, as long as you have policies in place, you know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Yeah, we're gonna, make sure that we protect it. I don't give a shit about who, because just because you're black don't necessarily mean you have the best interest. Skin folk ain't kinfolk sometimes. Right. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it just, you know what I'm saying? You're going to have the best interest for the people. It ain't just, that's my thing about it. And then, like I said, with Biden, I had to give, Biden did kind of backpedal and said, hey, I shouldn't have said that. I kind of got too cocky but but the thing of it is, you're not black because you don't vote like that. Like that's a horrible mindset to have. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because there might have been black people that voted for Trump. You know what I'm saying?
And there were. And there were a good handful of black people voting for him.
And you know what I'm saying? And it might because, hey, this guy has my best interest in mind. I'm not saying let me make this shit clear. Let me say this. I ain't voting this year for motherfucking thing. Except the motherfucking coronavirus. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. Because goddamn it, at least they got the coronavirus, as far as I'm concerned, got shit done. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to spend a whole lot of money on entertainment? Look, we'll cut that shit out. Mm-hmm. Yep. You don't want to spend you spend too much money on liquor and hoes and shit. We gonna cut that shit out. Yeah, exactly. You don't want motherfuckers up in your business and shit. Motherfucker, you should stay home.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You want to get some money? We got the government giving you $1,200. Coronavirus 2020, goddammit.
It's crazy, man. It's funny what things like that do. So I definitely can't say enough, don't take that shit lightly, man. The coronavirus is not something to play with. A lot of people like, it's just like a little cold or flu. No, the fuck it's not. Because the flu ain't never shut down a whole fucking country or whole countries in general. You know what I mean? Ain't no flu ever done that shit. So this is not just the flu. And you will die.
Animals say this shit too.
Good chance.
To all my conservative friends. No, the Democrats did not plan the goddamn coronavirus to make Trump look bad And to shut, because I mean, really, you think they're going to shut down the fucking world where they lose money to get Trump out?
Right.
You're smoking some shit.
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's
man.
all I'm saying.
So it is what it is, man. Just be safe, stay clean, wash yourself all the time, man. Hands and face, all of that. You know what I mean? Because especially if you're one of those who goes out a lot, even though you should be staying home, you don't know what germs are collecting across your face. You know what I mean? So don't just wash your hands. Wash everything, you know, especially your face.
You gotta wash your ass
yes,
if
sir.
you bust.
You gotta wash
your gut if you bust. You gotta wash your teeth if you bust. Or else to be okay.
But back to Joe Biden, man. You know, I mean, I don't hate the dude or anything like that. Because I mean, if I have to pick between him and Trump, that's who I'm picking. Cause I mean, you know, I ain't giving him no gold medals for being the best person out there. He's definitely not. But I think that he would run the country with a little more common sense than what we've seen with Trump. You know what I mean? Because at least Joe knows politics and how to deal with other countries. And I mean, Trump is basically a reality show star. You know what I mean? When he was on his old show, what was it? The Apprentice. You know what I mean? I mean, that's what he did. He always sat around and fired people. Look at his administration right now. Look how many people has been fired from his administration just because. You know what I mean? I mean, and a lot of times it ain't even warranted. It's like, dude, that's all you know how to do is just fire people. That's just what works for me. I'm just gonna fire people. And it's like, come on, man, stop being a brat and deal with this shit. Be a leader. That's why nobody wants to support you and shit. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, and I will say this: they are definitely painting him as far as like the whole, you know what I'm saying, like with the coronavirus. They really, you know what I'm saying, they have. I think what it is, him not being as effective, you know. Honestly, I would say like if Joe Biden was in there, I think he would probably had a little better of a plan.
Right.
I don't know about the reactionary time.
Right.
But I think it would probably been a little bit smoother at least.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Definitely.
And not so much. Well, I don't know because the mindset, man. I don't know. I think if Biden was, you know, if this happened during, you know, if Biden was president. And this was like a couple, you know, around Obama's presidency or whatnot.
Yeah.
And this happened. I think it would be, a whole lot different of an outcome than what we got now. I will say that.
Yeah, and like I said, you know, I don't hate Joe Biden or anything, but I definitely, you know, think he's the better of the situation in the presidency. And I mean, the comment that he made when Charlemagne asked him about what he was going to do for our community, you know what I mean? He said, you know, basically, if you ain't supporting me, you ain't black. I think he did kind of put his foot in his mouth, you know what I mean, with that one, because you can't just say stuff like that. A black person could probably get away with that, even though it's still not a good sentence to use, but you have no place to say that. You know what I mean? Like I said, if it comes down to it, I'm still going to support him before I support another 4 years of this Trump shit. But my thing is this, you know what I mean? You don't have any room to stand on, you know what I mean, or leg to stand on to say something like that. And then, you know, another thing I didn't care for was when Charlemagne said, you know, it's not about, you know, that. It's just, you know, I want to see what you're going to do for our community. He was like, well, check my track record. You know, go back and check my record, check my track record, and blah, blah, blah. And I did this. I get it, but I don't stand on supporting somebody just because of what they did in the past. I don't know what you might switch it up and do now. We want to know what you're gonna do now.
And that's the thing about it too. Even if you go back and listen to the track record, I mean, obviously he bullshitting on certain things.
Yeah.
Because like, look at the track record. Look at this. I opposed it. Like, okay, so what? You opposed it.
Right.
Okay, I can. You know what I'm saying? He could be like in Pringles and shit. You know, like I want these cheddar. You know, Curtis. He had cheddar flavored Pringles. I opposed it.
Right.
Like,
so what?
Right. What do you mean? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Just because You know, that might have, and that's the thing, it might have worked back then, but I'm telling you, man, like, we hip to it now, man. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You can't run that same game.
You got to talk about what you're going to do now, and that's the thing that he's avoiding just a little bit. You know what I mean? We can't just say, well, he did some stuff back in the day, so I'm sure he's going to do it good now. You got to tell us proactively, here's what I plan to do to support, you know, the black community, to help stop all these killings. You know, let me help change some laws. You know what I mean? Let me stop these people from feeling like it's okay to just shoot people in broad fucking daylight and get away with it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
The dumbest shit I've ever seen. And then we have to the only way we can see people like that get arrested is because a video pops up and everybody starts putting pressure on law enforcement. So they're like, all right, I guess. To me, in that Ahmaud Arbery situation, that's just what we call a bunch of good old boys. A bunch of good old boys. The McMichaels and the law enforcement people and that Roddy guy who took the video. A bunch of good old boys who are in congregation with each other and work together, because they weren't going to do shit until we saw the video.
Yep.
So we're going to talk about that a little bit more too in a little bit.